young woman sat at a small corner table in the cafe, her fingers nervously tracing the rim of her coffee cup. Every few seconds, she glanced at her phone, checking the time, rereading messages, and imagining what the meeting would be like. Excitement and anxiety swirled together inside her chest. She had admired him from afar for months, captivated by his kindness, humor, and courage. But now that the moment had arrived, doubts crept in. Would he like her as she was? Could he see past her own insecurities? The chatter of the cafe and the clinking of cups faded into the background as she focused entirely on the possibility that this meeting could change her life. Across the street, he wheeled himself along the sidewalk with practiced ease, a calm determination in his movements. Despite the wheelchair, he carried himself with a quiet confidence that drew attention without demanding it. His eyes scanned the cafe windows, and when they landed on her, a gentle smile spread across his face. For a brief moment, the world seemed to pause. Bustling city noise, the hurried footsteps, and the honking cars faded away. He felt a spark of recognition, a connection that went beyond words. As he approached the entrance, he felt a mixture of anticipation and hope, knowing that this encounter could be the start of something meaningful, something that neither distance nor circumstance could diminish. They sat down across from each other, the initial awkwardness hanging in the air like a delicate thread. She fidgeted with her cup, unsure of how to start, while he offered a warm smile that immediately eased some of her tension. Their conversation began cautiously, with small talk about the weather and the cafe, but soon laughter emerged as he shared a funny story from his daily life. She found herself drawn to his humor, his ability to find joy in ordinary moments despite challenges. As he spoke about his experiences, she realized that his strength wasn't defined by his wheelchair, but by his resilience, optimism, and authenticity. The more she listened, the more her admiration grew, and by the time their coffee arrived, the distance between them had melted into a budding connection built on genuine curiosity and mutual respect. As the conversation deepened, the walls they had unconsciously built around themselves began to crumble. She shared her fiercer insecurities about love, about whether anyone could truly understand her heart. He listened intently, nodding with empathy, and then, with gentle honesty, shared his own vulnerabilities, moments of frustration, loneliness, and doubt. Yet in his words there was also hope, humor, and unwavering self-acceptance. She felt a sense of relief she hadn't expected, realizing that she didn't have to hide behind a facade. The connection between them grew stronger with every shared story, every laugh, every thoughtful pause. By the time the cafe's afternoon light softened through the windows, it wasn't just a conversation. They were discovering a bond rooted in trust, understanding, and the quiet courage to be truly seen. They decided to leave the cafe and take a walk through the nearby park, the crisp air carrying the scent of blooming flowers. He navigated the pathways with ease, and she matched his pace, occasionally pointing out birds, flowers, and the sunlight filtering through the trees. Around them, people noticed the way they laughed together, the gentle gestures of care, and the effortless way they shared space. Friends waved from a distance, offering smiles and encouragement, sensing the genuine connection between them. She felt a warmth in her chest, a sense of belonging and acceptance she hadn't expected to find so quickly. In that simple walk through the park, it became clear Their love was not defined by obstacles, but by patience, mutual respect, and the joy of experiencing life side by side. Just as they approached a small community event in the park, a sudden obstacle appeared. A ramp had been blocked, preventing him from entering easily. For a moment he hesitated, frustrated but composed, unsure how to proceed. Without thinking twice, she stepped forward, offering her assistance with a calm and reassuring presence. Together they navigated the challenge, finding a way that worked for both of them. In that moment, something shifted. Their connection deepened not through words, but through trust, care, and teamwork. She realized that love wasn't just about shared laughter or easy moments. It was also about facing challenges together, supporting each other, and finding strength in partnership. The experience, though small, left a lasting impression, reminding them both that obstacles could become opportunities to grow closer. As the sun began to dip toward the horizon, casting a warm golden glow across the park, they found a quiet bench and sat side by side. The chatter of the community event faded into the background, leaving only the soft rustle of leaves and the occasional bird call. In that peaceful moment, they reflected on the journey they had shared so far, laughter, the vulnerabilities, the moments of courage, and even the small challenges that had tested their patience and trust. She realized how much she admired his resilience and how deeply she felt understood, while he saw in her a compassion and openness that touched his heart. Words were no longer necessary. The silence itself spoke volumes. Their bond had grown into something steady and profound, built on mutual respect, acceptance, and the quiet courage to love wholeheartedly. In that sunset light, they understood that true love wasn't about perfection. It was about being present for each other through every twist and turn of life. Hand in hand, they walked slowly toward the park's exit, their laughter blending with the soft evening breeze. The earlier nervousness and doubts had melted away, replaced by a sense of calm and joy that came from truly being seen and accepted. People around them glanced and smiled, sensing the warmth of their connection, but they paid little attention to the world. They were fully immersed in each other's presence. Every gesture, every shared glance, every light-hearted joke reinforced the bond they had built. In that moment, they knew that life's challenges, physical limitations, or societal expectations could not define their love. Together, they felt stronger, braver, and ready to face the world as a team. Their story, though personal, became a quiet inspiration. Love, when rooted in understanding, patience, and acceptance, could overcome any obstacle and flourish beautifully.